Hello guys and welcome to my channel. In this video we will be talking about Mini's short-lived WRC project in 2011. Without any further ado, let's get straight to the video. Mini. Mini is one of the most iconic car brands out there. It has given us one of the most iconic and lovable cars of all time, the Mini Cooper, which is in my opinion, along with the Volkswagen Beetle, the two most iconic cars of all time. Mini had a rallying history before the 2011 WRC entry, and a pretty successful one too. The Mini Cooper S won the Rally Monte Carlo in 1964, 1965 and 1967, and other rallies such as the Acropolis Rally, the RAC Rally and the 1000 Lakes Rally. The last WRC entry Mini had was in the 1972 New Zealand Rally. Moving forward into the modern times, more specifically in 2009, BMW has just left F1 due to the economic crisis and is looking at entering other motorsport ventures. At the same time, WRC made some significant rule changes for 2011 in order to attract more manufacturers to the sport. WRC was in a dire need of new manufacturers since Subaru and Suzuki had left in 2008, leaving only Ford and Citroën to compete. Speaking of Subaru, Prodrive. Prodrive is a UK-based motorsport team best known for managing BAR between 2002 to 2006 and of course the Subaru World Rally Team. Subaru left WRC in 2008 after years of poor performances and due to the global economic crisis, leaving Prodrive without a WRC program. In mid-2010, BMW announced they'd be entering WRC under a brand they owned, Mini, in 2011 and that Prodrive would be responsible for developing the car. BMW also said that they were targeting a WRC championship by 2013. Pretty ambitious if you ask me. The car was unveiled at October 1st, 2010 at the Paris Motor Show. The WRC car was based on the Mini Countryman and had a 1.6-litre 300 horsepower 4-cylinder engine. The team also announced the first of the two drivers, Chris Meek, who had won the IRC the previous season and was tipped to be the next big thing along with 200 other British drivers. 2 months after that, they announced their second driver, Danny Sordo, perhaps the best number 2 driver of all time and one of my personal favorites. The team was supposed to start the development program at the opening rally, Rally Sweden, but instead opted for more testing, with Chris Meek and ex-WRC driver Marco Martin, with the car showing some serious pace and making people at BMW and Prodrive very optimistic about the future. The team made its debut at Rally Sardinia, although people did enter with the Mini independently before that, but we'll get to that in a bit. The car impressed with Meek running 4th in the opening 3 stages before inevitably crashing out and retiring with the broken steering on the 3rd day. Sordo, meanwhile, finished 6th, 3 minutes off Loeb, which isn't that bad for its debut. In Finland, both cars retired with mechanical problems. In Germany, however, things would change. Germany is a tarmac rally and Sordo is hailed as a tarmac specialist. Over the course of 3 days, Sordo finished 3rd 1 minute off the winner Ogier. Meek also had stroke pace and was running 5th before he suffered an electrical failure. Germany would also mark the first time 2 Minis were at the points, with Armindo Araujo, remember the name, finished 8th in a privately entered Mini. In France, Sordo one-upped himself and finished 2nd. He also led the rally for a while and got Mini's first stage win in the process. He was only 6.3 seconds off Ogier in the end. Meanwhile, Meek retired on stage 13 when he crashed. In Catalonia, Sordo got 4th, but the highlight of the rally was Mini getting a 1-2 in the power stage with Meek 0.2 ahead of Sordo. Things were looking up for Mini. The 2011 campaign ended with Meek finishing 4th in the Wales Rally GB. Prodrive was looking forward to the 2012 season, but BMW on the other hand, not so much. Almost since the team launch in 2010, there was unease between Prodrive and BMW over the financing of the program. The team didn't have many sponsors, and BMW, after its Formula 1 failure, didn't want to spend so much money on a project that might fail. To balance the books, Mini decided to start leasing out their WRC cars before Mini as a works team made its debut. These were essentially pay drivers that finished often behind the S2000 cars. These are today's R5s, the ones that are used in WRC2 and WRC3. and almost never got points. The 2012 off-season, BMW decided that it couldn't sustain two official drivers and that Sordo and Mick would take turns driving the car, with the second one being taken by a paid driver or someone that would take little to no money. At the season opener in Rally Monte Carlo, Sordo was the official driver and local man Pierre Campana drove the second car. Campana had driven the Mini on Alsace and Germany, getting 9th and 11th respectively, but before that he had no experience with WRC cars, running with R2 cars in national championships. Campana brought the sponsor Lotto to the car, giving a beautiful blue finish. Sordo finished second while Campana finished an impressive 7th. Prodrive hoped that these results would stop BMW's doubts and give them the freedom they wanted to continue the program. For Sweden, they drafted Sordo again and JWRC champion and local man Patrick Sandell in the second car. Just 1 week before the rally, BMW shocked the WRC world by stating that Prodrive had been stripped of their works team status and that WRC Team Portugal would now be the works team. Mini Team Portugal was a merger of Araujo's team and Brazilian Paulo Nobre's team. Nobre is a lawyer and the former president of Football Club Palmeiras. What BMW essentially did was take the manufacturer status from an organization full of success and experience in the WRC and giving it to some paid driver nobodies. Mick left the team after the announcement. Prodrive reduced his program to 7 rounds with just Sordo as the main driver, with Sordo getting 11th in the driver standings in the end. The new Mini Works team drafted rally veteran Chris Atkinson to drive the second car in place of Armindo Araujo, despite the fact that he was the one who got a 7th in Mexico and an 8th in New Zealand, whereas Nobre had no points. Atkinson got some decent results in the remaining 5 rounds, getting 13th overall in the standings. Nobre, meanwhile, he got the best finish of 17th in Greece and pretty much retired in every rally. At the end of the year, Senior Vice President of Mini Dr. Keith Siegler announced that Mini were pulling the plug on the WRC program, blaming it on, quote, a very difficult commercial environment, end quote. Mini also stated that they support whoever chose to participate in a rally with the Mini WRC car. In the end, Mini continued to supply privateers, with its last WRC start being in the 2017 Rally Catalunya in the hands of Valery Gorban, although he also started last year's Rally Estonia in the same car. Sordo left for Citroën in 2013, where he'd achieved his first win in Germany. He then went to Hyundai, for whom he's got 2 wins, with the more recent one being the 2020 Rally Sardinia. Mick went on to also sign for Citroën, showing impressive pace but also crashing a lot, which led to him being sacked by Citroën in 2018. Prodrive redeveloped the Mini WRC car to be used in rallycross for GRM racing with little to no success. So, this is the end of the story about Mini failed WRC project. I was actually a huge fan of this project back in the day and I hoped that it would be successful, but this wasn't meant to be. This project could have had much more success if not for mismanagement and lack of patience from BMW side and lack of sponsorship from Prodrive side. So anyways, this has been the story of Mini's failed attempt at rallying. Make sure you like this video if you liked it and leave a comment on what I should improve or change. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you on the next video.